There is a thin line between trolling and what you say is the freedom of expression. Many times one message is interpreted in two ways. Somebody would return a caution saying that be aware there are some teams which are lifting the child. Now this can be interpreted in two ways. One, somebody is trying to caution you. Another may be that there is some kind of message being spread and there is some kind of lie being spread across the society. Now this is on the person who is reading that message, who interprets that message, and this is condemnable. Unfortunately, the system and the society both are to be condemned for this. We do not have a society which takes things in the right spirit. Many times we have to educate our people also, and that is the responsibility of the state as well as people like you and me both here. But the challenge is not with the society, the challenge is with the people who actually failed in the school of morality, and they start appointing themselves as Vice Chancellor of the University of Morality. They start teaching morality. I'll give you one example and then please tell me what do we do. November 2016, official handle of Congress, INC, shows a photograph of some people standing outside ATM trying to wait for cash, saying that there is a huge line. The same photograph has been used in February 2019, saying that they are standing for the cash because there is a shortfall of cash. Now, a fake news is been generated by a responsible political party like Congress. What do we do with the common man here? So sometimes we'll have to ask opposition also to be responsible and not make fake news, not to make noise out of these kind of things. Rather act responsible. Whenever we see some fake news or whenever we see derogatory remarks, there are two things. One, block that person. Two, immediately inform police and the administration so that administration can take some kind of actions. Now in India, we have respect to privacy. So probably police don't do an intel over private chatting. We don't have a provision to do that. That will not be lawful to do a intel on the private chatting. Now how do we see the messages which are going to you individually? So here we'll have to debate as a society. Do we put in laws which will actually frame the person who is trying to generate this kind of content, to the person who is trying to spread this, forward this, or the vehicles which are carrying this? Then that can be WhatsApp as a channel, that can be the ISPs. We'll have to frame some kind of law, we'll have to debate this. Now this is not an easy question which I can individually answer, whether this is a rightful law, whether that will be breach of privacy, whether that is necessary, but there is a time. Yeah, I don't want to answer. Yeah, so I don't want to make this to be a rhetoric political this thing, because this is a respectable show. I would like to just point out something. This is a challenge which the society is facing, and I think we all have to come together and see how do we educate our people to what laws and regulations we bring in, and should we come out with things like data sovereignty. Data sovereignty means data localization, where we force all the service providers to bring their servers to India so that law enforcement agencies have access to their data when it is required, so that it does not become a privacy issue, but whereas whenever these kind of issues come up, they have an easy access to the data so that the culprits and the perpetrators of the crime could be arrested. A. B, let me tell you, this is not only a social media, this is a phenomena in the society. Let me take two examples. Sanjay Nirupam ji, a very respectful congressman, spoke about Smriti Irani ji very rudely, and what I think what was not appropriate on the television to be spoken, or Digvijay ji. Now this is actually a mindset which is coming up from seniors, which we all have to share, and we all have to change it. We'll have to tell them not to do this kind of mindset, because once Sanjay Nirupam ji spoke something, or Digvijay ji spoke something about women, that reflects the entire
Vinit
culture of the society.
Have to come in there, sir.
Bhima Koregaon, everybody jumped and said that these people are responsible, that people are responsible. And what did we find? Rona Wilson, hardcore nationalists were responsible for this kind of activities were there. So my request to people in opposition is also, don't jump to conclusion without the investigations are over. Take the case of Kolkata church attack and the nerve rapes. Everybody said it's a right wingers.